3, 2, 1.
You ready?
You're listening to the Real Pineapple Podcast Network. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Happy holidays. God, we're in December already. Jesus Christ. This is the Real Pineapple. This is Hunter here. I'm here with Colin. Colin, how are you, sir?
It's great to be here this lovely time of year. You know, with all the holidays. I like to celebrate them all, actually. You know,
happy
Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa.
Christmas, Kwanzaa. I'm down for all of them.
Yeah, happy Kwanzaa. I'm such an asshole. I can't remember the potato pancakes they make at Hanukkah are delicious, and I cannot remember what they're called.
Pierogies? No.
No, I don't think that's it. But honestly,
it's not a potato pancake, so it makes sense that it wouldn't be.
I almost just agreed with you because I couldn't just think of
That would have been great if we just started a lie, and anyone that ever listened to this podcast had been like, yeah, pierogies are those pancakes made out of potatoes.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about it. I was like, that's not right, but whatever.
You saved a horrible rumor from starting.
Yeah, that would have been parv is actually what they're called. Traditional Hanukkah potato. Yeah, parv. That's actually what they're called apparently.
Yeah.
Or latkes? Latkes. That's another name for it. So
nailed it. We got it. There it is. Straight
sounds
for
right.
You.
The more you know. But we're here talking about one of my favorite Christmas movies. I mean, I don't know what I've known you for so long. I know Christmas Vacation. That's got to be on your list, right? If you're talking top 3.
Yeah, my family definitely watch that one every year. So that one, I gotta watch that one every year.
What, Home Alone?
Definitely Home Alone. Probably Home Alone 2 a little bit too. I like both of them.
I actually really enjoy the second one just because they flat out pull a gun on.
Yeah, but both of them though. Gotta hit both of those up every year.
And I'm assuming Elf.
Yeah, Elf's on that list. Absolutely. Yeah, our buddy Scott proposed us watching that one. We're gonna watch that one.
We are. I'm pumped to review that. I mean, for me, it would be Muppet Christmas Carol.
Nice.
Just the concept that they cast Gonzo as Charles Dickens is just one of the funniest fucking things.
It's a good choice. If you're gonna make one choice, it's Gonzo.
Yeah, and they address it one time, and it's never addressed again.
It's got the big nose.
So happy. Lethal Weapon. I don't care what anyone says. Christmas movie.
Nah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Fucking love that movie. Die Hard, which we're also going to review.
Oh, yeah. That was my choice. Shout out to me.
In a great choice. And then the movie we're talking about tonight, we were talking about Jingle All the Way, which is my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
It's a great one. It's a classic.
It really is. So let's just get this out of the way. This movie is insanely dumb.
Wait, Hunter. What?
Colin, it's insane. It's insanely dumb.
Yeah. Honestly, if you watch this movie and you start questioning things, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
You just have to accept everything as fact.
This is the dirty grandpa of holiday movies.
Wow, that's an amazing analogy. I like it.
It really is, and I have to admit, Dirty Grandpa has been breaking me down. I've watched it a couple times recently.
Oh man, if you've been listening to our review again, you've been you're agreeing with some of my points every time you listen to it.
I went back and listened to to our review of it and how you were just defending it. I thought, oh, this is so dumb, and I'm sitting there watching it, and yes, when he's rapping, it was a good day. It's cringeworthy, but there's so much shit in there that just makes me laugh. Plus him just busting Zac Efron's balls. Okay.
He's such a dickhead. He's such an asshole to Zac Efron the whole time. We're totally digressing.
Yeah, I know. I digress. But the thing is, I don't even remember how I saw this, to be honest. I think I saw this on TBS, if memory serves, when I was 9. So back in the day, for our younger listeners, before Amazon existed, you actually had to go out to stores and stand and wait for toys to come out. And I remember Christmas, don't think I've done a Black Friday in 9 years.
Yeah.
As far as going to an
Do you remember
actual store.
KB Toys in the mall?
Fuck yeah, I remember in Santa Maria, right?
Oh, well, I mean, like at every mall across America, but yeah, definitely. I went to the Santa Maria one. They had, I think they had one in Slow too.
They did, yeah.
And they had one in Bakersfield when I was in grade school.
Yeah, but weren't they always really overpriced, if memory serves? I feel like.
I thought that was just I don't know. I was a kid, man. I wasn't wheeling and dealing back then. But I remember when I walked into a KB, I didn't care about the price. I was just like, mommy, daddy's gonna pay for it. I just want this, and I'm just gonna freak out until I get it.
I respect that. I always would watch Nickelodeon when they would do the toy runs, and I'd be like, "Fuck those kids!" Like,
dude, in Toys R Us, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
So all of that to say, I have two younger sisters, and I remember Beth, when she was maybe 8. I remember that's when Tickle Me Elmo was the shit, and everyone wanted Tickle Me Elmo. And I remember Mama Hunter, love you, mommy, going to Kmart at 3 a.m. when the doors open on Black Friday to get a Tickle Me Elmo. And I remember my mom she got 1 out of 40 they had in stock.
That was, I remember, a banner year for Black Friday. I remember there was a lot of news stories about people ripping each other's hairs out and stuff.
Yeah, well, thank God we don't have that happening now. But but all that to say, the Turbo Man doll that's used in here is very much Tickle Me Elmo, except Tickle Me Elmo actually sold, because I remember Turbo Man actually being out there and thinking no one.
Do you remember what year Tickle Me Elmo first appeared?
90.
I'm on it. I'm researching it right now.
I'm gonna say 90. Oh fuck me. I'm gonna say 98. I'm gonna say 98.
98. Okay, so this was 96, so that means this movie predates it. If that's what you're saying.
I'm really high. What do you want from me?
Well, I don't know. Dude, it's 1996. 1996 Elmo craze. This movie was made in 1996. It's absolutely Tickle Me Elmo based.
Boom. There you go. I was right.
Dude, you were totally
not
right.
Not on the year,
but you were right, but you just were a little off on the year. That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Margin of error 2 years. But
yeah, it's chill.
But let's just get that out of the way, though. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was still big at this time. He's not, the A-lister that he was, 20 years ago. But back in 96, Schwarzenegger was still the shit.
Yeah.
I remember, I think Eraser came out 95.
Right.
And,
he wasn't the governor of a state of the United States of America, but he was still, doing stuff.
Yeah, he wasn't, running California to the ground or anything like that. But he plays a Howard. What's the last name? Langston, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. Turbo Man.
Yeah, there you go. But his son, played by fucking Anakin Skywalker, which still trips me out.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Jake Lloyd. Yeah. But so he plays his dad, and basically his son's getting, what is it? I think it's not purple belt.
Yeah, it was purple belt.
Is it purple belt?
Yeah.
God, I'm so proud of myself for remembering all this shit. But
but you second guess yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. And basically, Schwarzenegger's character Howard is running from his job because he's the hard-working dad, which is, I gotta admit, man, that's such a trope that's one of my peeves, is when it's a dad's working late hours sometimes to support his family, and he misses one thing. What an asshole! I really do hate that trope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because the wife might as well be saying "you ain't shit" this whole movie. That's most of her dialogue. You're a terrible father. It's god damn. He's trying now. Yeah.
Well, he's just like a businessman. He's out there trying to get that paper, Paperboy, all about that Paperboy.
Well done with the Atlanta reference, and he's on his white man hustle, Good for him.
Dude, he's hustling. He's trying to get everybody's his number one customer.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying.
Yeah, just don't forget, you're my number one customer. It's oh,
that was good. That was good. That's mad props. That was good.
I've probably watched this movie 50 times.
I just to say, I'm not a pervert. I'm just trying to get Toberman doll.
Damn, that was good.
That's my favorite line of the whole thing. He's trying he's trying to get the ball out of the little girl's mouth in the ball pit, and then all the moms start smacking him with their bags on the top of his head, and he's just like, I'm not a pervert. It's incredible. He's like, you pervert, get out of the ball pit.
So, okay, let's just get through this plot real quick. So basically, he doesn't do the one thing his wife really told him, was like, hey, get this doll I told you like a month ago. Like,
because he's been too busy wheeling and dealing.
The wife is practically begging him, like, Howard, you did not forget the one thing I told you to get him.
Yeah.
And then Schwarzenegger, Howard Langston just goes into like, no, I got it. You know, I got to tell a man with the jetpack and the rock'em sock'em moms. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It's like, your word's a liar.
That was a good effort.
And so this whole movie is about him trying to find a doll in, I don't think they ever say the city. I think it's New York, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, but in between that, he's being battled by Myron Larrabee, who's played by Sinbad. Who, let me just, if I may, real quick. Sinbad was the shit back in the 90s. He's actually in one of my favorite comedies, House Guest, with Phil Hartman, who's in this movie, who plays Ted.
Yeah.
So Phil Hartman, may he rest in peace. He genuinely is one of my comedic inspirations. I think Phil Hartman was a brilliant comedian, and the dialogue that he give him here isn't great, but he's such a good comedian that he just finds a way to make it funny. My favorite line is, there's a point where Ted has a reindeer to surprise his son, and his son's so dumb and fat, but anyway, so Ted is like, oh, I have this reindeer, and Howard's like, oh, what happened to Blitzen after Christmas? And he goes, I've been watching the family of deer at Lake Minnetonka. I'm gonna go and set him free if nature's kind. They'll take him in as he's one of their own. And the first time I heard that, I was crying. I was laughing so hard because Howard just has this look on his face like, I hate you so goddamn much that you do all these things for your kid.
Yeah.
It's so okay. So we kind of went over the plot.
No, dude, I have to jump in.
Oh, go ahead,
right
please.
there. If we're talking about Phil Hartman, I have to say, dude, I was a big news radio fan as well. I loved Phil Hartman, and he was big on The Simpsons too, and I was a big Simpsons guy. And like the day he died, I remember that was like my first like celebrity death where it just crushed me.
Mine too.
Because I loved me some Phil Hartman. And it was after this movie came out too, and I just remember just like rewatching this movie over and over again after he died, and I was just like, God, he's so great in this. And like, I don't know if he would have been considered so great in this, like, had he not died. You know what I mean? But
no, I got you.
But dude, when he's calling Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. And he's talking, and he's talking about his wife's cookies.
Put that cookie down.
He's like, put the cookie down. Yeah. But it's absolutely like Phil Hartman is just like the most perfect man to be in that character at that time. Like, he just plays the douchebag, like Mr. About to steal your girl. Like, all up in your house, and he's just like smooth talking the lady. He's rubbing it in your face, calling you, telling you about his wife's cookies. And then right after he hangs up the phone, the funniest part in the whole movie happens to me, where like the kids are yelling something, and he's like, "Hey, pipe down in there!" And he just loses it on him, and you're like, dude, this guy's a total sociopath. Like, Phil Hartman is playing this character better than, I don't know how anyone else could play him better. He's like a total sociopath against the kids. He's a liar. He's just like this amazing character. I love it. I was like, in a kid's movie.
It's very Dennis Reynolds. Like, it's really Dennis Reynolds.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Oh, that's great. That's a good comparison.
Yeah, like, it's genuinely hilarious that he's just such a sociopath. And, yeah, because he burns his fingers on the cookies, and he just goes, and he goes, pipe down in there. Like, okay.
He just starts, that guy's going to rage on one of the kids one day and just, like, give him a black eye.
Dude, seriously. And so, okay, I just want to go through some of my favorite parts here. It has one of the funniest punches in the history of movies for me. There's a point where Schwarzenegger punches this reindeer. I laughed so good. It's the he just uppercuts a reindeer from fucking. And
you just die every time you see that.
It's clearly a puppet, but it's the funniest fucking thing. And you see the reindeer goes like.
I know what you're talking about. It's so funny.
And then the next, like 2 scenes later, he's just feeding the deer beer, just like, oh, you want another round? And the beer looks the deer. God, I'm confusing beer and deer.
I'm like, I forget which one's the beer, which one's the deer. Exactly. You're killing me.
So there's a point, like 2 scenes later, after he uppercuts this deer, that they cut to Arnold chilling with the deer. And he goes, "Hey, you want another round?" And the deer sits up, goes burps, goes like, "Burp," and and Arnold is just feed him, like, I think it's Michelob maybe, but it doesn't matter. He's feeding a deer beer. It's goddamn ridiculous. You brought up Sinbad. The first time they fight over this toy, it's so fucking funny because Chris Parnell is in this, which is just from Saturday Night Live, which is really funny. He goes like, "Oh yeah, like the last lady left with the Turtle Man and she had on layaway," and Arnold goes to run out the door and Sinbad just hits him with this big sack of mail because he's a mailman. He goes flying and just goes flying into all these toys, and then Howard steals a remote control car from this child, uses the remote control car, go underneath Sinbad's foot, and Sinbad just goes flying 6 feet in the air. It's getting dumber the more I talk about it. So.
You know where I first loved Sinbad? It wasn't Jingle All the Way. Do you know what it was? First Kid.
Which is on Hulu. I just watched it last night. Still holds up.
Still holds up. Dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude, Sinbad had a banner year in 1996. He came out with First Kid on the 30th of August, 1996. And then this one came out on the 22nd of November.
Holy crap. What a great year.
2 months away. He had First Kid and then Jingle All the Way. He was killing it.
The year of Sinbad.
Yeah, the year of Sinbad. Yeah, that's right.
96, 69, Summer of Love. 96, it's the fall of Sinbad.
It's like the summer of Sam.
The summer of Sinbad. God, we were just coming up with revolutions on this episode. But so of course the end of the movie, because they're pushing this Turbo Man doll like to a subliminal extent the whole movie, like Turbo Man. So of course the movie, they keep bringing up this fucking parade, the Winterland parade for no reason, and you're going, okay, because at the end it's gonna the end battle will take place at the Winterland. The Winterland parade. So Schwarzenegger, Howard, ends up in the Turbo Man suit. I don't know if you noticed this. I'm sure you did because you're a smart dude. But did you laugh like I did, realizing that the voice modulator just didn't work at all for him?
Yeah, he was just Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it was like his voice was exactly the same. So
yeah, I love when the kid's like, "But how did you know my name?" A guy that sounds exactly like my dad and has pretty much his exact physique and like chin and basically eyes I can see through this little like see-through thing. He takes off the helmet. He's like, "I'm your dad," and it's the same voice. And he's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, dude, I love that. And I thought that maybe the kid could get fooled, but the wife is like, "Howard?" Like,
yeah. Like, what do you... Dude, it's your husband. You would know.
Like, you should all be ashamed of yourself. So
yeah, she wanted to get laid right there, though, right? She was
absolutely.
Like, she goes like, "Howard," and then she's like, "Howard," and she's just like, "I want to get drilled by Arnold right now."
Oh no, she soaked through those panties, like Turbo Man was getting her turbo wet. Let's just get that out of the way.
I mean,
thank you.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But so let's just go through some of the ridiculous shit in this movie. So there's a point where they go for a they go to this other toy store in the mall where they're giving out, which you don't really explain, by the way. They're just giving out balls to raffle, I guess. But they don't really explain that either.
It turns out great, just like any, random balls being thrown into a crowd would go.
Yeah, like anything else. Yeah, like anything else would. But it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. They don't explain how that works. But there is a great joke there because Sinbad gets knocked. Myron, his character, gets knocked down, and they're like, some of the people are kind of beating on him. And he throws out a Rodney King joke, which I never understood as a kid. and then later I'm like, oh. That's fucked up.
I remember, so this is even worse. I remember that scene, like, before I ever really understood like, the gravity of how crazy Rodney King really was.
Yeah.
And then, like, anybody would bring up Rodney King, and I was like, oh, is that when, like, that mailman got tackled and, like, beat up a little bit? And I would be thinking of Jingle All the Way. And I'm just man, I'm such a stupid kid. Like, I remember having to be in, like, a really awkward conversation one time where someone was like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy.
I was like, I blame Jingle All the Way, I promise. I would never just, like, say that on purpose.
Oh, Colin, you are my favorite.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that happened. Like, I know that happens.
That makes me so happy. And then, of course, he does find a Turbo Man, but he has to go to this secret lair of evil Santas run by oh my god, why am I gonna get the Belushi's confused?
Jim and John.
Yeah, Jim Belushi. God,
yeah, Jim's the one that is still alive, sadly.
Because they definitely should switch. If there's some sort of ceremony, it can be.
That's so mean. If Jim's listening, I'm sorry.
Have you watched
bro.
According to Jim? It is a dog shit show.
Oh, shots fired.
If there's anything worse than The King of Queens, it is According to Jim. It's one of the worst fucking shows that's ever been produced. I would watch Joey before I'd ever watch According to Jim. I'll go for it. I would watch Two Broke Girls before I ever watch According to Jim. I would watch 8 Crazy Nights before I watch According to Jim. I fucking hate According to Jim. Sorry. Anyways, I digress. But I fucking hate that show. But so there's a point where he gets into just a brawl with all these Santas. It's just this movie, and he uses a candy cane to hit a bunch of Santas, and then he fights the big Santa, who's like a boss battle, like in Scott Pilgrim, who is played by the big WWE wrestler, The Big Show, and he drops the classic line, "I'm gonna deck your halls, bub," and then slaps it, and then uses like straps his suspenders, and everyone goes, "Yeah!" And so he's fighting this giant Santa, and there's this little person, this little elf, grabbing Howard's hair, and so the Big Show Santa goes to punch him, and he punches a little person.
I love how much you love this, like, while you're recapping it.
And the little person just goes flying like 50 feet. Just like it's nothing. Doesn't matter. Oh god, this movie's so insanely dumb, but I love it so much. I'm just gonna throw it back to you, man. Go.
Dude, one thing I love about this movie is that it's just like a good, like, when you're like a young kid, you just like want that one toy at Christmas. It's very, it's a big Christmas movie, of course. And then just the way that it all plays out, that the kid gets what he wants. I mean, it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad going into this giant clash. I mean, I don't know, like, what's not to love. I mean, I remember, okay, so this same year, Arnold Schwarzenegger had done another movie that I saw, and it was my first R-rated movie I ever saw.
Really?
Do you want to know? You want to take a guess of what that was?
Ooh, first R-rated.
If you have the IMDb up, it won't be hard.
I actually don't have IMDb up right now. Was it End of Days?
Oh man, you're so close. End of Days was a couple years later. The one that year was Eraser.
Dude, God, I feel even worse. I actually mentioned Eraser earlier. I fucking love Eraser with him and Vanessa
Williams, yeah. So yeah, Arnold and Vanessa Williams, dude. Eraser. I remember seeing that at my friend's house and being like, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's such a badass because he was just like, it was like blood and sex, and I was like, dude, R-rated's chill.
Yeah.
And then like he also came out with Jingle All the Way that year, and like just I don't know, there was something just like delightful about that guy, like Arnold Schwarzenegger just being in this movie. It just made the whole thing like that much more silly. And then Sinbad was great. I mean, I think really what tops it all off at the end too, really puts the cherry on the top of the sundae, is like it's this ridiculous kind of like chase, kind of like it's a mad world type movie, and then it's like at the very end, you know, it comes to this big climax, and it's the most ridiculous set of circumstances that has Arnold Schwarzenegger become Turbo Man. Like they just like put all of this like really expensive Hollywood level armor on him, and he's like, "What's going on? I don't know what to do." And then they're like, "You're Turbo Man." He's like, "What? Oh my gosh!" And then he like flies out there. He can give the doll to his kid, and then Sinbad comes in on a freaking zip line after he like took the outfit from some dude on a roof. And I'm just watching this. I'm like, this is fucking good movie. This is good cinema right here. Like, this is what it's all about.
I mean, so before that, the fact is, so when he's going to get the trying to get the Turbo Man doll from the Santas, these cops show up.
Yeah.
And so they're like, hey, you, buddy. So he uses a fake toy badge to fool these cops.
Oh my gosh, when he gets out of that situation, I know.
And the thing is, you're sitting there, and if you look at the badge, it looks nothing like a real police badge. And so the fact that these cops are like fooled by it, he says he's a detective, by the way, not like a beat cop, but like a detective, and that he's been working on this case for the last 3 years, and no one questions it. Like, cool, awesome. like
the last dude's just like, "Thank you, sir," and like practically salutes him when he's leaving the facility.
Dude, he
and
does.
Like,
they
what's
both
going on?
salute him, and you're like, you've got to be fucking kidding me that no one. Everyone's like, cool.
That's
awesome.
This whole movie, though. This whole movie is just like a bunch of like situations that you're just being like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to accept this is what's happening. All right, proceed, I suppose.
Yeah, and then and then there's the point where there's that point where his car breaks down, and then he breaks into Ted's house to steal the Turbo Man.
Yeah, oh my god.
That he bought for his child. It's like, the thing about this movie, man, is that it's commercialism at its finest. I mean, the moral of this story is that you can wait until the very last minute to do the one thing your wife told you to do, and you can buy your child to love even though you keep missing his shit. I mean, that's the...
Yeah.
That really is the message here.
You know what's funny? This was apparently like a big theme in the 90s, because I just rewatched Liar Liar the other day with Jim Carrey.
I didn't even think about that.
And dude, it's like the same plot, except
holy shit,
because but like Liar Liar is obviously like R-rated and way worse, because he's like, he's estranged from his, divorced wife, but he's still like gunning for his kid's affection. You know what I mean? Like, it's that same kind of plot with like the douchebag corporate dad trying to like make his kid love him. I was like, that was a good like theme that was going around Hollywood with all these douchebag dad like executives being like, let's make more movies about where the dad ends up the hero.
I did not even think about that. Yeah, that was totally a thing in the 90s. My God, but the thing is, though, man, I watch this movie every year, and honestly, I'm gonna cook myself some dinner after we're done recording. I'm gonna watch it tonight. This movie's fun. It really is fun. Is it dumb as shit? My God in heaven, yes. But I mean, the conflict works. Oh, by the way, there's a point where they break into a radio studio, and Arnold kicks the door, and it's still one of the hardest laughs I'll get. Because this guy, the radio host, is just terrified because he's giving away a Turbo Man. He says he's giving. Oh, by the way, yeah. Speaking of coincidence, he says he's giving away a Turbo Man, but then they get there, him and Myra, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's not a Turbo Man, it's a gift certificate for Turbo Man." It's like, my God,
Yeah.
like he just can't. Like that is hard enough to swallow. But then when he gets into the Turbo Man suit at the parade, it's like, "Oh hey, guess what? We have this special edition Turbo Man that we just happen to have for you to give to your son." And no one questions it, even when he says Jamie, calls him out by name. And just, God damn it. The more I think about it, the more I love this movie because there's so many plot holes.
It's a great movie. Oh, it's nothing but plot holes. I feel like the writers were just like, let's try and make as many as possible. And then, honestly, I don't know. I think it made it better. If that's what their goal was, they're just like, let's have a bunch of plot holes. Let's make everything not really make sense, but everybody will be real happy at the end. It'll all work out for everybody. And, we'll play some fun Christmas music. Everybody have a good time. And I'm just I love it.
Basically, so getting my final thoughts here. Honest to God, there's some of my favorite comedic dialogue in this movie. There's a point where they're running to the radio station after Schwarzenegger hits him at the head of a telephone, which I laughed at. So they're running to the studio, and Sinbad just starts grabbing mail and just throwing it at Schwarzenegger. It's stupid shit like that just makes me laugh. What can I say? This movie, it gets me. I acknowledge that there are plot holes in this. This is like the Christmas version of Bushwhacked, honestly. Like, it's a movie I can't defend, but I'll tell people why I love it. If you tell me you don't like Jingle All the Way or Bushwhacked, I get it. I totally understand. But this is one of those movies, I watch it every year, and I continue to love it. And it hasn't lost its luster for me. So this is a fan-fucking-tastic for me. I love this movie. Colin, your final thoughts and grades, sir.
Yeah, it's got to get the highest grade, so I'll give it a fan-fucking-tastic. But more importantly, on top of that, honestly, this has become a tradition for me. And I would probably say thanks to you, because you really shown me the light of how great Jingle All the Way is. So I thank you. But I mean, it's become in a top 5 category for me of must watch Christmas movies every season. So it's in the top 5. So that, and wouldn't you like to know what the other 4 are?
I would.
I was talking to the listeners, but you too.
Oh, yeah. fair enough.
But dude, it's top 5. It's that good. It's top 5 Christmas classics for me. Love it.
Yeah, my parents still actually watch it because my dad Byron, love you B, he loves Schwarzenegger. He actually owned a racer when me and my folks started dating. That's how I saw a racer. He had it on VHS back in the day.
Dude, first R-rated movie I ever saw. Near and dear to my heart.
Fucking love Eraser, but I showed him Jingle All the Way. He had never even heard of it. He's like, "This movie's amazing." It's like, right, it's the role Schwarzenegger was born to play.
That makes me like it even more. You know, what's another one we should review at some point down the line is Kindergarten Cop.
Oh yes,
dude!
Just when he just yells at the kid, "Shut up!"
Yeah, he's like, "Is that a tumor?" He's like, "It's not the tumor."
God, Colin, you were killing it on the Schwarzenegger.
Dude, we're both killing it. It's not that hard to kill.
But I love this, man. I really do love this movie. So yeah, kids, if you haven't seen it, I think you can buy it I think it's on Stars, actually. I think you can just watch it if you have Stars. So
it is. I think, and they have Home Alone and Home Alone 2 on Stars.
Yeah, I actually have those on Blu-ray. I'm very happy about those.
Nice. Those are classics.
Absolute classics. But guys, have you seen the classic Jingle All the Way? I brought this up to someone at work today, and they went, "I love that movie." And I just gained respect for you, so congratulations. But let us know what you think about what's your favorite holiday movie. I would love to get people's thoughts on that, because a lot of people say Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Die Hard.
You got a little cough there.
Sorry, yeah, it's called a foreshadowing cough.
There you go. Oh, I've heard of those. Those are great.
Yeah.
But let us know what you thought. What your favorite Christmas movie is in the comments below. You can follow us here on SoundCloud, Podbean, and iTunes at The Real Pineapple. You can follow yours truly on the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. You can follow our buddy Scott, we miss you, buddy, on Twitter at Nearman1st. And you can follow Colin on Twitter at
The Real O'Neill.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. I'm going to go see Disaster Artist tomorrow. I'm pumped for that. And I'm going to have my review up for the first 5 episodes of The Punisher. I'm so excited. I might finish that this weekend. That's a goal. But guys, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
Meow.